ஜி சொல்லுங்க. ஆல் செட். வியூ தெரியல உங்களுக்கு? ஜி நான் லைவ் போயிட்டேன் ஜி. ஆ தெரியும். நான் முன்னாடியே போயிட்டேன். ஓகே ஓகே ஜி பாய். So hi guys, uh, welcome everyone for the editing live workshop, and it's been a pleasure to show you stuff on editing in Davinci Resolve. So we'll start right now. So before starting about the features and the tools in Davinci Resolve editing, so we'll be seeing a little bit of history with the Davinci Resolve. So welcome everyone. So let's start. So history of Davinci Resolve. So you guys know that Davinci Resolve was a color grading software, and it was complete color grading solution back then, like 8 or 9 years before. But now it has turned completely into a one-stop post-production solution, and which is available for free, and you can download it. And today, which I'm going to show you, will be completely is usable in a free version itself. So we are not going to do a deep stuff in edit. We'll be doing the basics of edit, and all the small points will be covered during this edit session. Okay, so first things, Fairlight. In 2007, DaVinci Resolve released a 14th version of DaVinci Resolve, and it was 10x faster than the previous version, and it had Fairlight in it. Fairlight is a audio post-production solution, and it is a complete solution. As of now, you can do an Auro 3D or around 14 channels or 21 channels of audio, and you can have some around 100 layers in free version and 1000 layers of audio in a studio version with the audio accelerator. And in 2018, DaVinci Resolve 15 was announced, and it had Fusion inbuilt Resolve. So Fusion was a complete solution for Fusion was a complete solution for VFX, for compositing. So it was completely built, a standalone software built in Resolve for a complete workflow. And so then it became media management, editing, and do your VFX, do your color, do your Fairlight, and deliver it. And Resolve 16 was announced in 2019. It was last year. Resolve 16 was announced, and it was introduced a brand new page called Cut Page. So to make editing even more faster, to work like right away in the in the cut page, and you can export right away from the cut page itself, and you don't need to go for other pages. So complete editing, faster editing for YouTube videos or something like that. Even a powerful multicam solutions can be done in cut page itself, and you can right away export from the cut page itself. And for doing different versions like Instagram version, portrait version, and post versions like social media versions can also be done in the cut page itself. Okay, so let's get started with the workflow today. I mean the editing tools. So first things first. So in the right side corner, we have this settings icon and the project manager. So I'll turn on the project manager. So this is what you will see when you open your Resolve. So when you open your Resolve, this is what you will be seeing, a project manager. You can see the window. Yeah. So first things, in the left side of the project manager, you can see the database. So database is nothing but, in a simple words, it's a folder containing different projects. So for example, this is kind of organizing your multiple projects. So you can have database according to your monthly basis or project basis also. Since if you're going to dump everything into a single database, I wouldn't suggest that. You can have database in a like monthly or project basis also is fine. So I have created a separate database. So regarding database, we have separate videos that you can go and watch. So as of now, we'll continue with the editing. So these are the projects over here. I'm going to do a new project. Yeah, I'm going to create a new project and just save this as intro or something like that. Okay. So this new project is going to be YouTube live edit. Okay. So I have created a new project now. So when you open Resolve, you will be directly routed into the cut page of Resolve. So first things first, we will be importing the media into Resolve. So a lot of people are joining right now. So good morning to everyone. And yeah, so now we are getting into the actuals of editing tutorial. So let me explain. So today we'll be completely managing the media, cut and edit. So we'll not be covering Fusion, Color, Firelight or Deliver. So we'll be doing that in future. So let's get started. So in the left side corner, you have the media storage. This is where you will be importing your footage or seeing your hard drives connected to your computer, even a thumb drive, whatever it is, even your micro SD or SD cards will be shown over here. And these are the basics. You can go through your yeah go through your library or your hard drive, and you can find footage for importing and those things. So it's how you can just drag and drop these footages. And this clip box appears when you have different frame rate rather than your current project settings, which means your project settings having a different frame rate, and your footage imported is having a different frame rate. For example, you are working for a film and it is at 24 frames per second, and if your footage is 120 or 50 for any other reasons like slow motions or something like that, it will ask if you want to change the project settings, and you can say change or don't change, because if you change it, it is going to change to 50 frames as your project. It will be like 1080p, 50 or 60. If you don't change, it will be your original P24 format. But yeah, so I'll say don't change. So my footage has been imported over here. So this is actually a bin area. So this is where all your footage will be organized, and there are different views for this. So this is a thumbnail view. You can go in and you can put you can give a list view also to see all your list footages, or you have your clip name, start DC, end DC, duration, frames type, and what is resolution, frames, and those things are all available in the list view itself. So I'll just go with the thumbnail view to see, and you can also increase the size according to you. Okay, so in the right side pane, you have the audio meters. For example, if you're going to play back your footage, you can see the audio waveforms here. So we don't need audio right now, so I'll disable that. I'll come to the metadata page. So metadata is one of the important aspects of media management. So where you'll be managing your media according to the media management, according to the details of the footage. So I'll click a particular shot. So this shot, you can see the complete details. So what is the shot name, what is the duration of the shot, and what is the codec or what is the format. So as of now, we have a Blackmagic RAW footage, and it is a 24 fps footage, and you have this is a 4K resolution, so 4.6K resolution shot with Ursa Mini Pro, and you have two channels of audio, and the audio is 48 Hertz. So yeah, so these are the basics you need to know for the let's say, to understand what kind of footage it is. So in some areas you will be having 50 frames, 60 frames, 120, 150 or 300 frames also. So right now This is a 24 frame, and you can see your start time code, end time code, frame, end frame, and your bit depth is 16, audio bit depth is 24. So bit depth is your video bit depth is 16. So since it's shot in Blackmagic Raw, so this is a media page organization. So I'll not go deep into this. So let's import some footage now. Yeah. So I come to the desktop. So I have seen this footage. So I'm just going to create a bin. So let's say I'm creating a bin called indoor scene. Okay. So I'll just select all. I'll just drag and drop over here. So as you can see, it simply comes into my media bin, and there is no need to worry about what kind of footage it is. You can import video, audio, text. I mean, sorry, your alpha footages, your JPEGs, your PNGs, your TIFFs, your EXRs, or whatever it is. You can just like that import. So I'm just going to introduce to some of two more bins. So this is a normal bin, so where you have all your footages. So for example, so this is my footage, and I like to review all my footages now. So if you are on the spot, you will be knowing what is your actual footage and what do you want to use it for editing. So I'll select this in the metadata page. I'm just going to come here and select shorten scene, and you have a lot of metadata available over here which you can edit actually. So if you're shooting in Blackmagic cameras or something, Blackmagic cameras from Ursa Mini or Ursa Broadcast or whatever camera it is, so you will be having an inbuilt metadata option where you can enter your shot, scene, take, whether it's a good take or bad take. So that is what we are going to do here digitally. So I want these shots to be selected: this one, this one, this one, and I'll also like to have this shot. So I'm selecting all the four shots and saying good take. You can see here. So I'm saying good take, and I'm just going to save it. So saving is important. Okay, so what happens now? So nothing happens. So in the left side corner, so before that, yeah. So in the left side corner, so you have the area called Smart Bins. So above the Davinci Resolve 16 logo. So this Smart Bins will help you to organize the footage separately. So for example, you want to have only your 24 frame rate footage, or you want to have a 50 frame rate footage, or you only need to have for example, you want to have only BRAWs or only ProRes proxies or something. You can organize or separate the footages with the help of a filter. So this acts like a filter. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come here and I'll just, yeah. So I'll just add a smart bin. Yeah. So I'll add a smart bin, and Dropbox opens here. So I'm saying just I'm going to hit, let's say, selected shots, and so what is the media pool property? So I have already mentioned that it is going to be the good take. So good take is true. So if you can see now, so when I hit good take is true, so all my selected footages are in this particular clip. Or if I say it is false, all the rest of the footage is available here. So I'm going to just say it is true. So now we have four footages here, and I'm just going to create a smart bin. And the best part here is, even if you import another list of 100 or 10 footages, so whenever you click whether it is a good shot, it is automatically going to add to this particular folder. So it will be easy for you to organize the footage. So this is another smart bin area. I request you all to go and explore the smart bin areas. So next thing is power bins. So you can see the power bins here. So in some results, or some of you using a result will not be able to see this power bins. So I'll also show you where to explore the power bin. So go to if Mac users, you can directly go to Power Bin, I mean help and search Power Bin. Otherwise you can just go to view, and you can see in the bottom you can say show Power Bins. So Power Bins is nothing but it Power Bins is for a complete database. So for example, you have your what do you say, you have your logos, selected audio files, you have your watermarks inside that, and your intros, your outros. So everything can be pushed into PowerBin. For example, for my purpose, I have my authorized distributor logo, I have my end card, I have my subscriber uh, uh, alpha images, and I have my logo, and I have my title, my lower third, and I have my title over here. So in this, whatever project you open, it is always going to be there. So PowerBins is more powerful. I'll try to, I guess, I request you to use the PowerBins, and it will be more powerful and easy for you to handle. So that's what it is. Yeah. So let's directly jump to cut page without wasting time. So I'm just going to go to the settings. So first of all, settings is very much important. So I'm just going to the settings, and my resolution. So resolution, yeah, your resolution, your frame rate, and you also, if you come down, you have this optimized media cache or render cache. So now since if you're going to use a high end footage or raw footage, you're going to cache the footage. So render cache is nothing but if you're going to apply a high end transition, or you're going to do some high end effects, so that render cache will cache it in the memory and play it back for you. And optimized media is nothing but creating a proxy footage. So we will not be creating a proxy right now, but it is a method to create a proxy, and you can switch back between the proxy and the raw footage, front and back. So that one thing is there. Yeah. And yes, so I'm going to do two things. I'm going to automatically cache my transition in user mode, and I'm going to render cache my format in ProRes proxy, because this is not going to affect in my uh, final output. It is only for the playback purpose. So you can also choose the file location, but as of now I'll leave it as it is. I'll save it. So another important tool I wanted to show you is about the clip attributes. So clip attributes is another powerful tool. I'll show you. I'll just import another footage here. Okay, so this is the footage I'm going to import now. So for a sample, so we have this footage right now here. So as you see, the metadata is ProRes 422 LT, and it is 720p, and the frame rate is 50. So what if I want an instant solution in the media page itself? I don't want to uh, waste time in the cut page or edit page to revamp or redo the while editing. So I want an instant slow motion. So I'll play it back for you now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is right click, and you can come over here, and there is clip attributes. So I'm just going to click that clip attribute, and you can see there is 4 tabs: video, audio, time code, and name. So we'll, as of now, we'll concentrate only on video and audio. So video is there, your frame rate is 50 as short, and I'm just going to change it to, so let's say 24 frames per second. And your audio, so sometimes you will be having an external audio. So you will be your camera will record a particular audio, and if you're long from the object or long from the actors, another boom mic will record the actual audio from the actors. So if you sync it, it will be available over here, and if you can disable or enable it in the audio section. So yeah, so that's all for video. We'll be discussing deep in about the video section and clip attributes later, but as of now we'll continue. I'll hit OK, and now if I play it back, it's going to be an instant slow motion for me. so there is no need of worrying. So it's just going to play back 24 frames instead of 50 frames. So that's quite simple and powerful. Okay, so without any ado, let's jump into the cut page. So cut page is a very powerful tool which was introduced in Resolve 16, and Blackmagic is completely working to make and resolve a complete editor. So let's get started with the cut page. So first things first, we have the media pool over here, and you can see different bins available here, and you can import footage in the cut page itself. So you can also drag and drop, but I'll show you how to import a particular folder. So this one will make you to import shots, but the right next to you is having a input media folder. I'm just going to click that, and I can choose my folder. I'll just select it and open. So it is going to create a new folder in it. So even folder in between folders, for example, if you're doing a shoot, you will be not having a single folder, you'll be having multiple folders. So I'll just open this, and I have all my shots over here. So sync bin, I'll talk later about sync bin, but before that, so we have all the shots over here. If you want to see or do something, you can just hover over your mic and I mean your cursor, and you will be able to see the content. But what if you want to see all the contents over here, all the contents you want to see and review? So yes, we have a way. So viewing options, so you can view the content something like this. You have like a strip mode where you can see the whole content length, and you have information, what is the frame rate, what is the what date it was shot, and what is the time length, frame rate, resolution, everything. And you also have a traditional list view also. So this is kind of fascinating, but we have another way also. So in the right side, you will be having a complete viewer panel. So there are three different buttons over here. So this first button from the right side indicates the timeline. So whatever it is in the timeline, it will be automatically shown to you here. And the next thing is you're having a source tape. So source tape is nothing but whatever footage is available in the bin selected will automatically show to you. So I'll just show you an example, and the left side is the source clip. So source clip is nothing but if you are going to select a particular footage, it is going to show only that particular footage. So it is one footage. But if you're going to the source tape, so as you can see, you have all the footages listed like you have thrown it into a timeline. So I can scrub between all the footages now and select which shot I actually want. So it's very simple and very handy. So all the shots are lined up. Even I can play it back. So yeah, let me mute the audio. I can play it back, and we also have a fast preview, and your JKL also works. So double L will go faster. So yeah, this is how it works, and this is a very helpful feature. And I'll let you know, to create a timeline you don't need to do anything. So it's quite very simple. So for example, this is going to be my first shot, or let's say this is going to be my first shot. So I'm just going to hit I and O and just drag and drop it into the timeline. So you're already created a timeline. It's very simple. You don't need to worry about you don't need to worry about the you any kind of settings. Even if you want to change the settings, that is also possible, not a problem. And yeah, so we have the settings here, and when you play it back, you already have your footage in the timeline, and you can go to the source tape. And I'll just explain the audio, I mean tools which is available for a faster editing. So let's say I want I want another footage of this one. This is my footage now. So I'll just and oh, so I have selected my footage. I want to bring it back, bring it under the timeline. There is other different ways. So you can see this 6 icons available over here. You have smart insert, append, ripple override, close up, and place it on top, and source override. So let's say I want to just append this footage over here. Append will always bring that particular footage to the end of the timeline. So I can append wherever it is going to the end of my timeline. So yeah, I have done it 2 times. So wherever my cursor is, it is going to my end of the timeline. So the next footage I am going to select is, I can directly jump to the source tape. So if you are going to have the Davinci Resolve editor panel, it is going to be easy for you to shoot between the source tape uh, and the timeline, and it's going to be easy for you to edit. So for example, I want another shot from another folder. You can just jump out here, and I can go to another folder here, and for example, let's say I want this shot to be here, and I can also import this shot just like that without any problem. So I'll just append it over here, and let's say before going to this shot, I want a shot inserted or something like that. Or let's say let's go to the source tape. So yeah, so I want this shot to be first, then the character should come. So I'll just put an in and out. So in the cut page, you have this marker over here. So this particular marker, so whatever functions you are going to do will be affected on that particular marker only. So that is an important thing. Whether your cursor doesn't have to be accurate, your cursor doesn't have to be on that place itself, your marker is enough. And as you can see, if I move the cursor to another place, your marker changes. So it actually works with the nearest cut point. So it automatically shows you the nearest cut point. So for example, for us, we need to insert a particular footage here. So in source tape, we have selected this area. So I'm just going to hit insert. So it will automatically insert that particular footage in between these two footages. So it's quite very simple. Yeah, so it's quite very simple and easy to use. Okay, so for example, this is a kind of too much length for me. What if I wanted to replace it with a shorter footage, or I wanted to put a small beat shot in between this? So I'll go to the shot here in the outdoor. So I wanted to put this shot before my character comes in. So I'll just get in and out. So this is where the ripple override comes in. So we have the ripple override button. So as if you can see, the content here is very much smaller than the actual footage in the bottom. I just want to remove this and insert this in between, so without any kind of problem. So the easy way is, without if you're going to do it manually, you are going to delete it, then insert it. So it is kind of 3 to 4 steps now. So I'll just remove this. So what I can do is, so I can say simply ripple override. So that will remove the old footage, insert this footage, and bring back the timeline together. So this will help you to make your work faster. So you can learn this things in a very easy manner. So these are the 6 icons which will help you to work faster. And we need to explore another 3. So this is an immediate close-up button. For example, this is your shot. So I want a close-up of this shot. So maybe if the director or you wanted to zoom or something like that, so I can just hit close up, and it is going to create a close up for me. So you can see this is the wide shot and this is a close up. So if you can notice properly, it has an AI. So it has automated for to say properly, it has detected the face and it has zoomed in properly. So that is one good feature. Let me example this again. So with this shot, so let's say I have the shot and I'll just append the shot here, and I want this to be zoomed in, so I'll just click zoom here. So yeah, so this is the shot and it has automatically zoomed. So with my face being the center, or it detects the face and creates you the shot. Okay, so let's, yeah, delete this, come back, and let's say, so you want to place it on top. Place it on top, we all know that how this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import another shot here. So I'll just append the shot, and I want to place another shot as well. Yeah, and another append the shot. Okay, so I want to place on top something else. So for example, uh, I want to take this shot and place it on top. So one thing, you can just hit place on top, it is going to directly place it on top. So you don't need to bring, or if you can bring like this also, that is also possible. And source override. Source override is a tool that we normally use it for uh, multicam purpose. I'll be explaining that in later videos. So let's continue with this. And yes, so we have this three different tools over here. So which is, one is smooth cut, and one is dissolve, and one is cut. So I'll explain these three now. So this one is automatically adds a transition wherever the smart insert button is. So even if your cursor is over here, when you hit a dissolve button, it is going to automatically add to that particular shot. So isn't this quite easy to work? So yeah, it's quite simple and easy. And this is a smooth cut. Smooth cut, where it works is on a jump cut. For example, yeah, so this is a shot. We have two shots here. I'll just put this two shots over here. So to explain this icon, explain this tool. So we have a jump cut over here. So if you can see, you have a small jump in between the shots, or I can make it too obvious also for you. Yeah. Yeah, so there is a jump cut. So I'm just going to add a smooth cut. So what it will do is it will pretend, it will make the cut doesn't happen itself. So I'll just play it back. Yeah. So your cache has to take time. So it will be blending the before and after footage, and it will create a smooth motion in between the two shots. Okay. So let's explore into the things that we can do in the edit page, cut page now. Okay, so we have transitions. So if you want different kind of transitions, for example, diamond iris, you can just drag and drop, just drag and drop, or you select a icon here and you have three buttons over here. So here you can apply to the edit point, or apply to start of the clip, or apply to the end of the clip. So three icons will automatically apply it where that this cursor is over. So this is a very important aspect. And yeah, so you have the transition here. That's good. So what if we have the shot here, and I'll select this shot, and I wanted to make it slow motion in the cut page itself. So where can I do that? So that's very simple and very easy. So before going to that, so I'd like to explain this uh, resolution or custom project settings over here. So we have a small icon over here. So this icon will help you to change your format. For example, square is basically an Instagram format, and portrait is basically for your stories in Facebook or Instagram or something like that. And your ultra HD and HD is a normal 16:9, where you will be uh, going for the uh, TVs or exporting your content to bigger YouTube or something like that. So if you want portrait, so nothing to worry about, just click portrait and you are in a portrait mode. And if you want a square, you are in a square mode, just like that. Your resolution changes just like that. And if you want it to be zoomed, or if it want to be filled, you don't want to work on your zooming and cropping things, so you can just select custom project settings, and you have this image scaling over here. So I'll just select this image scaling, and you just come here for mismatch resolution files, just scale full frame with crop. So we just save it and you're going to get the full screen view, even in square, in portrait mode, and in ultra HD. It will automatically scale your footage to the length of the uh, resolution or canvas, you can see. Okay, so the next thing here is the color science. So color science also can be changed over here, but we'll not be deeply discussing about the color science over here, since this is a complete edit tutorial. And this is, you can enable or disable color, and if you are doing a color grading and if you want to switch back to your edit page or cut page, you can do that. And I forgot to mention one important stuff. So in the workspace, when we are in the cut page, and if you're going to do only edit or only color or only fusion or VFX, you can choose. So for example, here you have show page. So if you're going to do only the edit part, you can remove fusion, and as you can see in the bottom, you will be switching your pages from here. But if I don't want that, if I want only media edit and cut, I'm just coming to workspace and remove the color, remove the fairlight, and you can deliver. If you want, you can use it, but for me deliver is not required. I'll show you to export from the cut page itself. So deliver. So now if you see in the bottom, we have only media edit and cut. So it's quite simple and very handy and very easy as well. Okay, so let's get into the settings part of the footage. So we have this preview icon over here. So this icon will help you to play back the footage. Okay, so we have this all footages over here. So let's say I want this for a titling and I want to expand it a little bit more. Let's say I'm coming to the settings page, and here is the icon settings. And when you open the settings, there are different formats, different features, and different tools to make your footage or working experience more easy and faster, in a faster way. So for example, first we need to make it slower or extend the clip. So you don't need to worry about it. So we have this speed icon over here where you will be speed ramping the footage. So I'll just click this speed ramp, and we have two options here. It has automatically shown the timing and that speed. If you want to make it faster, you can go in the right, and if you want to make it slower, you go into the left. So first we want to extend the clip, which means we want to make it slower. So I'm going to extend the clip. So when you see the timeline, so whenever I change something, it automatically applies for the entire timeline. So this one is expanding, and the rest of the timeline is automatically adjusting to the first clip which was available. So that was very important, and I'll just make it bigger, and I'll just play it back, and that looks good for me. Yeah. So the next thing is, what we are going to see here is the stabilization. So if you see this particular footage, so it is kind of more shaky. So I want to stabilize it. So you don't need to go to color page or a fusion page to stabilize those things. So you click that footage and you have a small icon over here. So which shows camera, and you can click that camera and you can say lens correction or stabilizer. So Lens correction is a different world now. So if you're going to shoot in GoPro or a very wide angle lens, you want to correct your lens, you can choose that. And for stabilizing, I'm just going to click stabilizer and just hit stabilize. So nothing else I'm going to do, just very simple. So now if you see the footage, it is quite stabilized. So this was before, and this is after. So the footage is stabilized properly, and you don't need to go to any other footage, I mean any other page to maintain that quality. You can do everything from here itself. So the next thing what I'm going to do is apply a title over here. So it's going to be a normal title. So let's say uh, introduction of editing, something like that. So I'll just drop a text. So in the top area, so after the transition, media pool, sync bin, transition, and we have titles over here. So I go to the titles and just scroll down the text over here. So this is my text. So where to edit my text? You can double click. No. So you come to the settings page and you see a text over here, title, which has all the other things also. I'll just open the inspector and we have the complete box over here coming up, and we can simply say let's say introduction to editing. And the best part here is you can organize your footage. So let's say I want my change the font, I want a veneer, yeah. So my introduction should be smaller, so I select this introduction and make it smaller, and I want this editing to be bigger, and I want a little bit of line spacing, I want like this, and I want this introduction to be more closer to my editing, yes. And the complete thing should be a bit of bottom, or yeah, bit of bottom here, yes. So it's quite very simple. If you want to add shadow, you can add shadow from here itself. You can start adding the shadow. So this is quite simple, and you can also have a background, but I think that is not needed right now, so I'll just remove that. And my editing is done here, I mean the text editing is done here. So we'll deeply explain about the text plus which is available over here, and the 3D titles in later videos. So this is a basic. So I just wanted to create I wanted to create a small animation which is going to come from a little bit of zoom in thing. So what I can do is in the inspector area itself, so we have an option called dynamic zoom. So dynamic zoom is nothing but the green is your starting point and red is your ending point. So I'm going to select the green to be a little bit of smaller, and this the red is your final output. So this will make the animation in and out easier. So now after this, when I play it, so it's going to be something like this. And now, so we have a introduction now. So I want this to start with an transition or something like that. It's very simple. So for example, I wanted a oval iris. I'll just put it over here, and it's going to be something like this. And my footage needs to start from black. I can come here and say tip to color dissolve, or let's say in the from the start I want this to be blacker. Okay, or let's say we'll have a cross dissolve, and we can expand control this over here. Yeah, it's very simple. Yeah, so that's very simple and cool. And the next thing we are going to do is we are going to, you can also have your blending tools which you will be already having. So you can blend, or you can choose add color or color information. So those things is also available in the cut page itself. And let's say we have finished the editing, and you wanted to do a scrolling effect, so or you wanted to do end credits. So we have already a preset called scroll, and if you start that, you have the complete information for doing your scrolling effects. So you can enter for like here, you can enter your name, for example G. You can organize that in the center, and let's say I end of cut page, something like that. And so it will automatically create, and you can do your design here itself. And if you're going to increase the strength, and it's going to be more slower also. So to that we have finished a simple edit. So how to export from the edit page itself? So it's very quite simple. You have a right side, you have a small icon, sorry, you have a small icon over here, says quick export. So what we are going to do is just hit that quick export, and you have various different formats available here: H.264, ProRes, YouTube, Vimeo, H.265, higher quality with lower file size. So I'm just going to hit H.264 is fine for me, and my resolution is fine, frame rate is fine. Just export, and select where I need to export. Just if I want it in desktop, and name it edit test, and just hit save, and your render starts. And according to your configuration, it's going to be faster, and it will save you much of your time. So rendering is done now. It says render completed, and yeah, we have done with the render. Okay, so let's directly jump into the edit page, and I'll show you some of the advanced editing tools. Yeah, so I'm jumping to the edit page now. So as you can see, we have the complete timeline over here in the edit. So for doing an advanced editing workflow, or doing for films having multiple timelines, you can use the edit page. Otherwise, cut page is very easy and fast, user friendly as well. And now we are in the edit page. Okay, so in the left side corner we have the media pool, FX library, and the main thing I want to explain is about the sound library. So Davinci Resolve has announced their own sound library, and you can download that uh, from our website itself. So sound library simply seems nothing here, but if you're going to search for something like door steps, so you're going to get different kinds of sounds, and you have a hell a lot of sounds here. Sound library 1.0 is updated, and if you want to see everything, so you can press 3 stars here, and you have your complete collection of sound, and you can use it for your editing just by dragging and dropping. Nothing else is required. You can just start using the sound library. It's very easy. You can have list mode, and also you can see the audio waveforms. You can play back and bring it in, and you have the media pool, and to see the footage you have your power bins, you have your smart bins, everything you can see. And this is a customized workflow, and if you want some bin to be uh, removed, or if you want a dual panel mode, you can have a topper view, a different workspace, and bottom a different workspace. And if you want this to be opened as a new window and keep it in a different screen, yes, that is also possible. You can only concentrate on the edit page, and you will be having the media page separately on a different window, and that is also possible. And the difference between the edit and cut is, so if you're you will be having two, you can have two, one is a preview viewer and one is a program viewer. You can have two different viewers. uh, so that is quite fascinating. So this is more of an advanced editing. So as I promise, let's discuss about the transitions. So I'm going to FX library and I'm going to video transitions. So at the bottom you have your fusion transitions. So let's say I'm going to roll down or any kind of fusion transition. I'm just going to drag and drop. And in playback mode, if you're going to be in the user, so let's say it is automatically going to cache your footage. So you see those red markers and blue, it is taking off blue markers, means it is render caching your FX or whatever titles or transition. It is render caching your transitions. So when I play this back, yeah, it's quite simple. So just play and got your beautiful transition over there. And the best part is to explore more about these transitions, you can go, we have a separate video for transitions, you can go and see that also. You can open this in Fusion page, you can customize this and you can also save this. So that is what the very important aspect is. So transitions in Resolve is has been made a very good impact over in these days. Yeah. So and we have a different transitions: roll down, roll up, and slide push, zoom in, rotate. So these transitions are you can use it in a very good manner. Yeah. Okay, so these are the transitions and generators. We have different generators, solid colors, and I normally use solid colors for the backgrounds. So for example, this is my text which is going in the end. I want a background. I'll just go to the solid color and go to the inspector in the right side top, and I can change the color. Let's say a little bit of gray. Yeah, in the text we can also edit the text here. You don't need to paste, you type in here, you can also command and paste whatever you want, and you can also change the font for separately also, that is also possible. For example, title, you want your font to be Avenir, and you want to be it light or you want to be it heavy, so you can do that also. Okay, so as I said, we'll be also looking into some of the main tools inside the edit page. And before going to that, I'm also wanted to show you a 3D titling over here. So let's say I'll just remove this titling. I'll remove this titling, and I'll just put 3D motion backgrounds, or let's say, yeah, I'll just drag and drop this title over here. So this is an fusion title. So so it is something like this, and in the fusion controls over here, you can have the big text control, or if you want to change editing, and the second text, smaller text, you can say uh, YouTube workshop, and yeah, it's going to be very simple and very easy, and it's almost fluid. And yeah, yes. So these are the things I like to show, and let's explore the media page, edit page tools. So you have these tools over here. So you have these tools quickly. So we have different tools over here. So I'll be explaining these two, this particular tool and this tool over here, dynamic trim mode, and it is a single tool combined with a lot of features. So I'll just selecting this. So we have a different tool sets here. So when you're normally doing some things, when you're going to trim this or when you're going to extend this, so your timeline is not responsive. So you need to work again and again. So I'm just going to use this tool, and you can see your whole timeline is responsible. responsive. And if you want to jump between the clips or you want to use a different footage, I can just scrub the footage. So you don't need to extend contract, or those things are not required. You can just scrub the footage. And you also have a dynamic trimming mode, so where you can hit play and you can start playing with JKL if you want to extend something, or with a small footage or something like that. You can extend. For example, your footage is something like this, let's say, and we have this dynamic trim mode, and this works completely in JKL cube. So this is how it works. And if you're going to press with the combination of this, it will expand the footage also. You can scrub the footage slowly, and you can choose between the footage without disturbing the particular timeline. And this is a normal cut tool, so where you will be cutting, and you can also use command B also. And another important feature is, so if your editing is finished, and if you are going to show it to your director or something like that, and you don't want him to uh, change the clips or something like that, so now anybody can come and change in the clips. But if you're going to show it to someone, you don't want to change it, so you can lock this timeline here. So this is lock timeline, position lock, so it will lock everything in the timeline. So even if you're moving something, it is not going to work. So your clips cannot be moved anywhere, so it will completely be locked in a simple, so your edits will be safe enough. So that is a good feature. Yeah. So now, what if I wanted to make a slow-mo over here? So I'm just going to extend the shot a bit, and I want to do a slow-mo for this shot. Yeah. So I want to do a slow-mo. So just right-click here, and Command R is enough. And let's see, if you're going to do normally, it is going to deflect. There is it's not going to be responsive. If you extending it, it is going to delete the footage. So the best thing is you come with the trim mode, and if you are expanding it, your timeline is also responsive, and you are also creating a slow motion. And I would also like to introduce this timeline retime curve. So this retime curve is available for a long time, and it is a very powerful feature, having a curve inside an edit page. So up to this, I want it to be faster, or let's say I want this to be faster up to this. Wanted to be faster up to this. I can add a keyframe over here by selecting an option, retime speed, sorry, option, and I can increase the speed here. So it's normal, and then it becomes a slow motion. So I can also bring it a little bit slower also, and we can expand this. Sorry. So if you're in editor mode, your footage, your timeline doesn't get scrambled. So I'm making it more slower, and the thing here is, so it's faster then immediately slower. What if I wanted to be a smoother transition? So I'm just creating a smooth out to be faster then immediately slower, and here I wanted to be again faster. So I'm just increasing the speed here, and smoothening this keyframe. So it is like having a complete uh, spline editor inside the edit page. So it's faster, slower, then faster. So it's a kind of editing tool that you can manipulate with your uh, retime speed. So I like you to explore all these features. And yes, So what if this particular clip should be in my front? I want this to be in the back and this to be in the front. So what we normally do is we take this clip over here and then we select this and bring it over here and then we'll match it. So this is kind of taking time. If you have a larger footage, and again it is going to be taking a huge amount of time for you. So what we can do is I'll select this footage, select command and shift, and just move through the footage. It is automatically going to be shifting, and you select this command and shift, it is automatically going to be shifting. So your timeline remains the same, your time remains the same, everything is remains the same. You don't need to worry about your clips being mismatched. So it is a very simple and easy tool, and I like to use for you to use that also. And so as we know, if you come back to the edit page, all your stuff made is again available here. So we have the 3D text which was applied to there, and if you want to apply a transition at the end of that particular tool also, we can apply. So it's going to be something like this. We can apply that also, that is also possible, that's good. And you can export the same from here also. And since now Blackmagic Davinci Resolve is completely used for your higher end workflows like 8K, Ultra HD, Dolby, and those things, Dolby and HDR, HDR10, everything. And this is compatible for your Netflix OTT platforms output also. So I'll just go to workspace and I'll show my deliver page now. I'll just go to deliver page now. So here you can have your customized output settings. So this customized output settings will work on, you can directly export to YouTube, Vimeo and ProRes, and H.264 IMF for Netflix, and you can have your 20th Century Fox or Netflix output settings, and you can also have FCP7 and Premiere Pro round trip. Yeah, so that's it for today. So this is a basic workflow. So shortly I'll be uploading this video, the higher quality version. You can have a look. So meanwhile, thanks for joining. If you have any doubts, we'll wait for 5 minutes and then we'll wind up. Thanks. Thank you. So I'm just creating another title for a thank you slide. Thanks for joining, everybody. So thank you, and we'll see you on another YouTube video like this on explaining the major features of editing, and we will also explore fusion, color and Fairlight as well, and we'll be showing up that soon also. So yeah, so we'll be showing the fusion also. We'll be showing fusion complete workspace tutorial to work more faster and efficient inside Resolve. Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'll just show my face before winding up. Okay. Okay, guys, bye and see you. Hope you're well. Stay safe and stay home, and let's be connected together. Thanks and bye.